Good morning students. So last class we discussed about haloalkanes and haloarenes, isn't it? So we studied what are haloalkanes and haloarenes and the classification of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So today's class we are going to discuss about the nomenclature of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So shall we start? All of us are having a nickname and a common name, isn't it? In our home, a nickname, and in school, a common name. Similarly, if we check with haloalkanes and haloarenes, we can see they also having a common name and an IUPAC name. What do you mean by IUPAC name? It is an international standard name, isn't it? In all over world, if we check with a compound, it has one name. That is an IUPAC name. So, shall we study that? So, as we said earlier, the haloalkanes and haloarenes also having the common name and a scientific name or IUPAC name. For example, if we check with vinegar, vinegar is not an haloalkanes, but vinegar, it is a common name of acetic acid, isn't it? So, both for haloalkanes and haloarenes also having common name and IUPAC name. So, let's check the rules of nomenclature. Nomenclature means naming. If you check here, there are certain rules. So let's check or let's learn one by one. So the first rule, find out the longest carbon chain and name them by its root name. For example, I hope all of you know that ethane, methane, if there is only one carbon, we can call it as meth. Its root name is meth and methane. If there are two carbon atom, it is ethane. 3 prop, it will goes on like that. I hope all of you know that. Okay, and if we check here, we have to find out the first longest carbon chain. So here you can see an example. In this example, you can see if we count from here, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 5 carbon atom is here and here is an attachment of alkyl group, isn't it? If we count from this carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 4. So we have to take the longest chain. So what will be the longest chain? This chain. So 5 carbon atom contains chain. So how can we write the name? 5 carbon atoms are there. So pentane. So the first step is find out the longest carbon chain. The second step, what will be the second step? Second step is find out where is the halogen is attached to it. Where is the halogen is attached to it and number the halogen group also. Where the halogen is attached and that carbon we have to number and find out which is the smallest number we'll get for the halogen. For example, if we check here one halogen is attached, chlorine is attached, isn't it? So if we check here, if we count from here, it is attached from the second carbon. We can count from this side also. If we count from this side, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this carbon will get 4 from that side. So it is not correct. We have to take only the least number or the lowest number. So we can take 2. So we have to give the as prefix, we have to give this 2 and this halogen name. Halogen name, how can we give this halogen name? If it is fluorine, it is known as fluoro. Here it is given. If it is fluorine, fluoro, chlorine, chloro, bromine, bromo, iodine, iodo. Similarly, we can give this. So we have to give the halogen name as suffix. For example, if you check here, this example, it is in the second, it is 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons are there. So propane. So bromine attached to the second carbon, isn't it? So we can name it as 2-bromo propane. 2-bromo propane. Okay. So this halogen name and the number is given as prefix. Then we'll go to the third step. Third step, if there are more than 2 or more than 1 halogen group, we have to name it as by the root name. What will be the root name? If there is only one No need to write like that. If there are 2, it is di. If there are 3, it is tri. If there are 4, it is tetra. For example, if you check this example, here you can see 3 chlorine are attached to this carbon atom, isn't it? So it is in the last position. So first position, from count from here it is 2, but we have to take the least number. So first one. So we have to give the number. How many chlorine atoms are there? We have to number as many times. So there are 3. So in the first position, so 1 1 1 trichloro, because there are three chlorine atoms. So 1 1 1 trichloro. How many carbon is there? 2. So ethane. Do you understand that? Okay. If there are another halogen group than chlorine, or if you take any other group is attached to this, if there are 2 types of halogen groups in the same compound, how can we name that? We have to name by the alphabetical order. For example, bromine is come before chlorine, isn't it? So we have to name, first we have to name bromine, then only we have to name chlorine. Irrespective of the number, we have to name like that. For example, you can see here this example. Here chlorine is attached to here and there are 2 bromine is attached here. So first we have to name bromine, then only we have to name chlorine. So where this bromine are attached? In the first carbon. So 2 bromines are there. The similar rule is applicable for here. So 1 1 dibromo. Then we have to give the name for the chlorine group where it is in the second carbon. So 1 1 dibromo 2 chloro. How many carbon is there? 2. So ethane. 1 1 dibromo 2 chloro ethane. You can check with fluorine. It is here. So here 1 chlorine is here. And first F. C is coming before F, isn't it? So here in the first position 1 chlorine is here. And in the third position chlorine is here, isn't it? So 1 1 3 trichloro. Then we have to check where are the fluorines. So 3 3 trifluoro 1 3 3. Oh, first position is there. Oh, from here they are counting 1 3 3 trifluoro. How many carbon is there? 3. Propane 1 1 3 trichloro 1 3 3 trifluoro propane. From here they counted because 1 1 3. Here you can see 2 chlorine are there, isn't it? So it's given is 1 1. So chlorine has to get the least number. So it is will come first in the alphabetic order. So 1 1. Then in third position also 1 chlorine is there. 1 1 3 trichloro. Then fluorine. In first position fluorine is here and third position of fluorine is there. So 1 1 3 trichloro 1 3 3 trifluoropropane. So do you understood that? Okay. Then what is this next step? We have to always give the halo groups name as prefix, that I already said. Okay. Then we will check how we can name the arenes. Here some examples are here. You can check that. This common name because methyl group is attached here. If we have to keep in mind that in common name, the name of halogens will give the last. In IUPAC's name of the halogens give as prefix first. Okay, here you can see methyl chloride. It's methyl group. It is ethyl group, ethyl bromide. Here you can see the IUPAC name. Okay, we'll go to how we can find out the nomenclature of haloarenes. As similar to haloalkanes, haloarenes also have the same number. We have to name the halogen group first as prefix, then the ring. We know this is benzene, so what will be the name? Chlorobenzene. If it is bromine, bromobenzene, iodine, iodobenzene, fluorine, fluorobenzene. And the second step, if there are more than two substituents, then how can we name? We have to number. So in the IUPAC name, we have to number. In the first position, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2 bromines are there. So dibromo, 1, 2, dibromobenzene. Here 1, 2, 3, 1, 3 dichlorobenzene. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 4 dichlorobenzene. Okay. And if we check with the common name, common name will be writing by the method of the orthoparameta. We have to give the position name. I hope all of you know what is orthoparameta. This is ortho position, the second position. Consider to this first carbon, this is the second position, isn't it? So like this second position, it is known as ortho position, and third position is known as meta position. This fourth position is known as para position. So we can name by the common name ortho dibromobenzene, here meta dichlorobenzene, here para dichlorobenzene. And another model is here, which is this compound. If CH3 group attached to benzene, we can call it as toluene. It is toluene. It is another compound. It is not benzene. It is toluene. So what will be its name? In third position, chlorine is there. 3-chlorotoluene. Here is phenyl group. So we can call it as phenyl bromomethane. Okay. Like this method, we can name haloarenes also. And one more small topic is here. Okay. Here in the picture, you can see these two dots. These two dots are electrons. Why these electrons are near to halogen group? Why it is happening? It is because halogens are highly electronegative. So what do you mean by electronegativity? Electronegativity, it is the ability of an element to attract the shared paired electron to itself. We know in all organic compounds there is covalent bond. Covalent bond means the sharing of electrons, isn't it? So it has the ability to attract or pull the paired electron share towards itself. So what will happen? The paired electron share will move towards the halogen. So because of that, there will be a partial charge will arise, because electron pair is moving towards halogen. Because of that, what will happen? Carbon is partially giving. For giving, will get positive energy, isn't it? So carbon will get partial positive charge. It is not fully giving, so partially. So partial charge. Similarly, halogen group is accepting. If accepting, will get negative charge. That we studied in ionic bond, isn't it? So halogen group will get partial negative charge. Carbon will get partial positive charge. That's why these haloalkenes and haloarenes are polar compounds. They are polar in nature. That we said in our first class, isn't it? So that's why it's partially polar. I hope all of you understood this, and I hope all of you understood what are haloalkenes and haloarenes. And if you have any doubts in the nomenclature, we can clarify. It is in our live class, and we will do more problems on this chapter. Okay. Thank you.